My parents threw my sister out into a storm for getting divorced. Door slammed, in the pouring rain, while she held her 6-month-old twins. I drove 3 hours through that same storm to find her. 6 months later, at my mom's 60th birthday, with our pastor watching, I put the footage on a giant screen. I'm Sarah, 28, the problem Thompson kid because I'm single and work in IT. My brother Michael is 38, a polished attorney who quotes scripture while threatening your job. Emily, 32, used to be the golden daughter married young, 2 perfect grandbabies, smiling in every family photo. Looking back, we weren't a family, we were a brand. Sunday dinners were always the same. Mom would sigh and poke at her food. When are you settling down, Sarah? I'd sigh, I'm fine. She'd smile like I'd confessed a crime. Fine doesn't give me grandchildren. Meanwhile, Emily was calling me at midnight, whisper crying so the babies wouldn't wake. Her husband had been cheating since she was pregnant. She filed after she caught him again and realized he'd never stop. She begged me, don't tell mom and dad yet. I need time. I promised. I didn't know my aunt would blow it up with one gossip call. That night, mom screamed at Emily over the phone. Dad got on and turned ice cold. You're dead to us. Emily sobbed. He cheated. He abandoned us. Dad said. Then you should have tried harder to keep him satisfied. Then Michael joined in, calm like a courtroom. I can call CPS, he said. Those twins could end up in stable homes. My hands started shaking, so I hit record. Within minutes, relatives texted Emily, like Emily, the same script. Not welcome. Don't come here. Don't call. My phone buzzed next. Don't you dare take her side, mom warned. Michael followed. Smart girls, stay quiet. Dad knows you're CEO. They'd called everyone first, so she had nowhere to go. I kept wondering if they really meant it, or if they were bluffing. Then Emily started stuffing diapers into a bag while the babies wailed, and I knew the answer. I looked at those tiny red faces and felt something snap. Pack, I told her. You're coming with me. On day 3, Emily texted me a pin. A Walmart parking lot. She was in her car, windows fogged, using her body heat to warm both twins. One baby's forehead was scorching. The other wasn't even crying anymore, just a weak little whimper. Emily's eyes were glassy. They have fevers, she whispered. Mark dropped our insurance. That was the moment I understood my parents' values had a body count. At the ER, the twins got fluids and meds. I called my parents back. Mom's voice was flat. That's not your concern. Dad gave me an ultimatum, 48 hours to choose or I'd lose my job, my apartment, everything. Michael piled on, bragging he'd already drafted custody papers. So I called a friend of mine, Jess, a family law attorney, and played her the recordings. Your brother's a moron, she said. Threats like this? We can bury him. Mom's party was black tie. The ballroom screen played a slideshow of our perfect life. Mom floated up to me, beaming. You came alone, good girl. Dad shook my hand like I'd re-enlisted. Michael smirked. Sure he'd won. They asked me to share my news. I connected my phone to the projector. I want to show a family memory, I said. Then the room watched, in slow motion. First, Emily reached the porch, 2 carriers swinging in the rain. Next, my mother's face tightened like she'd smelled garbage. Then my dad leaned forward and said, you're not welcome. After that, Emily begged, please, the babies are sick. Then my dad shoved her backward with one hard hand. Next, the carriers jolted, and both babies screamed at once. Again, mom snapped, divorce is a sin, and slammed the door. Finally, Emily stood alone, shielding the twins with her body. Someone dropped a glass. Pastor Williams went pale. Dad's boss stared like he'd never met him. Mom tried to talk over it. You don't understand the context, but people were already pulling out their phones. I played the audio next. Michael's voice filled the speakers. I have connections at CPS. His wife's head snapped toward him. That's when Michael stopped smirking. Looking back, it wasn't my speech that broke them. It was hearing their own words in public, with nowhere left to hide. I didn't stay for cake. Jess filed emergency guardianship based on abandonment and threats, and the twins were safe with us. As I walked out, Mom hissed, you destroyed us. No, I said. You just finally met a mirror. At home, Emily fed the girls while my cat Debug watched like a judge. I couldn't tell if I felt relief or grief, maybe both. But I know this. The family that showed up in the storm wasn't the one I was born into. It was the one I chose.